Hi students, a very good morning to one and all. Myself Maheshwari from CSC department. I belongs to MBR College of Engineering and Technology. I deal the subject computer operating system. So which is third BTech first semester. Today I start the class 5, which is nothing but the introductions of what is process management, what is memory management, storage management, and what happen in protection and security, computing environments, open source operating system. So these objectives we learn this section. As earlier I said, operating system operations are interrupt driven. It is in hardware, software. So in software it is divisible by 0 and it requires a process of operating system services. Those other process problem include infinite loop. Process modify each other or the operating system. Here I said other process problem. So what does mean the process? And processes modifying each other of the operating system. So what is involvement of the process in this operating system, which is it will be manages the process. A process which is nothing but a program in execution we can call as a process. It is a unit of work within the system. Program is a passive entity. Program is an active entity. Here a process which is nothing but program in execution process we can call as a process. It is the work with two entities, those are passive entity and active entity. Passive entity means a program is a passive entity and process which is a active entity. The process needs resource to accomplish its task. CPU, those are CPU, memory, input, output devices and files. At the same time, it have the resource initialization of data. Process termination requires reclaim of any reusable resources. So the reusable resources are include the process needs resources. Those process needs resources are CPU, memory, input output device and initialization of data. Here the single thread process as a program counter. As earlier I said, the definition of thread, which is nothing but a lightweight process as subprogram. So the complex program will be divided into subprograms or sub-operations that all we can call as a thread. Here the single thread process has a program counter. It specifies the location of the next instruction to execute. So what is the instruction can do? It can fetch the data and decode, then after it execute. That is the process of the instruction. So instruction which is nothing but the program can create the rules to passing the process management to execution purpose, that all we can call as the instruction. So those instructions are such as likely arithmetic instructions, which is nothing but add, and multiplication instruction, which is mul, the capital letters of three letters we can define the instruction, and subtraction instruction we can give the starting three letters, which is nothing but SUB. Those are in capital, that we can identify. Process executes instructions separately, one at a time until completion. Multi-thread process has one program counter per thread. Okay, here multi-thread process means here the process management also executes the parallel processing. Those we can use here multi-threading process. For example, a complex program having the operations of operating system by basing on arithmetic operation, logical operations, shift operations. The program will include these three operations. So the process can do the multi-threading of each and every thread will be divided into arithmetic thread, arithmetic operation performance thread, and logical operation performance thread, and shift operation performance thread. Each thread having the different task to execute the program. So on that purpose, the program counter is 1 to all the multi-thread process. Typically, system has many processes. Some operating system running concurrently on one or more CPU. Here, it will be used many processors, and some operating systems running concurrently on one or more CPU. It utilizes number of, if it is needed to one CPU, then it will be access, or it will be needed to two CPU, then it will be access. If it will be taken n number of CPU, it will be access the process management by using of user and operating system running concurrently. Concurrently, by multiplexing the CPU among the processor threads, the multiplexing will be here. The program will be encoded and decoded the CPU and the process in threads. This is the process management activities. In this process management activities, the connection with the process management. So some connections will occur to manage the activities of process. Those are creating and deleting both user and system process. So whatever the process, we can create a program or delete a program, that both are used by users. Suspending and resuming process. If you needed to suspend the program or re-resuming the program of process, it will be the happen. So for example, operating system is a multi-process task. On that purpose, a multitasking or multi-threading. So here the jobs will be number of, job is nothing but a process. So if job 1 is executed in process, if it needed to job 2 execution to user, then job 1 is suspending and job 2 will be executed. After completion of job 2 execution, then the job 1 is resuming of the process. So it is the concept, and providing the mechanism for process synchronization. Here the synchronization pulse will be taken as a symmetric and asymmetric patterns. So by using of the process to communicate as a serial base of synchronization, providing mechanism for process communication. Here the process communication will be provided in process is major role, because the process will be communicate with each other for avoiding of conflicts. So if process 1 is in the process, is it in running state, then after completion of process 1, then after it will be moved to the process 2 for execution process. So the process will be always, whatever the program we can execute, the process will be always in one after another. Okay, so and it will be mechanism for deadlock handling. Here the deadlock handling means if it is the process will need it to resources, that resources are not provided by the processor. So on that purpose, it having the waiting purpose. On that waiting purpose, we can then waiting process, in that waiting purpose some state it will be deadlock occur. So that deadlock handle, how to handle the deadlock and how to release them waiting to the resources, then how to handle the process to avoid the deadlock. So all these things we learn in process management activities. In clearly, process management activities are, it creates and delete the system process. And suspending and resuming the process means, if job 1 is in process, if user needed to job 2 execution, then job 1 will in suspended until the job 2 is execution completed. Then after the job 1 is resuming the process, and it provides this process synchronization, and it having the mechanism of process communication, provide the mechanism for deadlock handling. Memory management. So what does mean memory management? The memory, which is nothing but storage purpose, we can use the memory. So as a human being, he stores our brain, but computer is an electronic device, you know all the things. So it have the device that we can call as memory. So that memory we can manage by using of process. So for example, see this here, how to memory management occur. To execution program, all of the instruction must be in memory. So whatever the program instruction we can execute, so those resources are stored in memory. Then we can use the resources to execute the program. Okay, all the part of the data that is needed by the program must be in memory. So each and every data is needed to program must be in memory, and memory management determines what is memory and when it is optimizing. So here always memory management have a clear idea about the memory optimizing, CPU utilization and computer response to the user. Here memory management activities are, so what it do, memory management, the name itself memory management means whatever the stored data, a stored information that will be managed, so without deleting or the data, so it is in a safe. So keep tracking of which part of memory are currently beginning used by whom. So who is used to the currently program and which part of memory is keeping track. There is a different types of memories is there. In earlier sections we learn how many memories are we used in our computer. Okay. So how many memories we used in our computer? There are 5 types of memories we used. Main memory, next secondary memory, cache memory, virtual memory, next disk memory. So those are all auxiliary memory and associative memory. So those all are the memory management in under. So which track it will be used. Dedicating which process and data to move into and out of the memory. So it dedicates whatever the data will be moved in and out to the memory. So if the data is needed to the process, then the memory will be send the whatever requested data, and if the data having to stored purpose, it will be sent for the computer processor to the memory. And allocating and deallocating memory spaces are also needed. So if we allocate or deallocate the memory spaces are also needed in this memory management. So in this memory management, here to execute all the program instruction must be in memory, and all the data that needed by the program must be in memory. Memory management determines what it is the memory and when it will be optimized. Memory management activities are 3 activities. Those are keeping track of which part of memory are concurrently being used and by whom, dedicating which process, allocating and deallocating the memory space as needed. In this storage management, so what does mean memory and storage variation? So the logical view of information we can call as the storage, and the physical view of information we can call as the memory. Okay, so in operating system provides the uniform logical view of information storage. So in this information storage, always said that whatever the information we can use it to store are used to, it will be collected from where we will be stored in memory. Okay, abstracts physical properties to logic storage until, which is nothing but logic unit of storage, which is file. Each medium is controlled by the device, so like disk, tape, drive, tape driver. So whatever the mechanism we can use to store, so that mechanism always controlled by the device. Varying properties include access, speed, capacity, data transfer rate, accessing method. Those accessing method is sequential or random. So accessing method means which process will be in the CPU, that we can call as the accessing process and accessing method. Here the vary in the same memory management and store management are same things, but the vary mostly included in speed, capacity, data transfer rate, access a method. Here storage management, the storage unit will be used as a file. So file which is nothing but a collection of records that we can call as a file. Those collection of records getting together and what it will be controlled by using of management we learn here. The final files usually organized into directories. Access control on most system to determine who can access. Okay, so it access control the most system determines who can access and what activities will be included in this operating system by using of file system management. In this operating system includes the creating and deleting files and directories. So whatever the files we can create, or if we are not needed, then it will be deleted, and directories also. Here the primitive to manipulate files and other directories. Mapping files on the secondary storage. The secondary storage, which is nothing but a permanent storage because it is a non-volatile. If the power also off, then we save the program or save the file. Then if the power off problem will occur, automatically it will be in our system, because in primary we save the program or file. So on that purpose the files are needed to us. On that purpose it mapping to on secondary storage. And backup files on this table. So whatever we needed the files, if it is missed, then we automatically restore the media by using of backup files are in stable. So it is also permanently in backup. And mass storage management. Mass storage management means usually disk used to store data that does not fit in main memory. So are data that must be kept in long period of time, that we can call as mass storage management. So whatever the storage data does not fit to main memory, or data must be kept in long period of time, that all are called as mass storage management. And proper management is on central importance. So whatever the proper we can manage on mass storage management is of central importance. And entire speed of computer operations on disk subsystems and its algorithms. So mostly mass storage systems, mass storage management depends on subsystems and its algorithms. So what are the OS activities in mass storage management? Here the activities are free space management, storage allocation and disk scheduling. So free space management means whatever the memory storage, if there is any free space, then it will be segmented by the mass storage management. And storage allocation means if it needed to allocate the some long period or large amount of data, then it will be allocated, so where it will be free management. And disk scheduling means here the scheduling will occur because of occurrence of conflicts in the process of disk. So whatever needed disk, it will be a schedule by using of number of scheduling algorithms. Those scheduling algorithms are we learn in other sections. Some storage needed to not be fast, and the storage include optically storage. Those are magnetic tapes. These magnetic tapes are very expensive and low in storage, so that optical storages are mostly used and still must be managed by the OS applications. Varies between WOM. So WOM, which is nothing but write once, read many times. So if we write once, then it will be stored. Then we can use a number of times, that is nothing but read many times and read write. So those operations will be used in mass storage management. Okay, so the mass storage management activities are three activities. Those are free space management, storage allocation and disk scheduling. And other needed not be fast based on the optical tapes and magnetic tapes. The storage includes, and it will be managed by operating system applications, and it vary between WOM, which is nothing but write once and read many times, and read write operations. So migration of data transfer from disk to register. It is a multitasking environment, must be carefully to use the most recent value no matter where it is stored in the storage hierarchy. And multiprocessor environment must provide cache coherence in hardware such that all CPU have the most recent value in their cache. Okay, see this picture here. There are 4 types of memories. Those are hard disk memory, main memory, cache memory, and hardware register. So this hard disk will be used the optical disk, and main memory, which is nothing but RAM, random access memory, or ROM, read-only memory. There is a 2 factors included in main memory, and cache memory, which is nothing but it is the smallest memory and fastest memory to all other memories. And hardware register also a storage purpose we use. So whatever the register, we can use the hardware. So here the data A will transfer to disk to register. It will be migration to transfer first disk to main memory and main memory to cache memory to the register memory by using of hardware. So see this picture, you can understand. Distributed environment situation even more complex. If we distributed, the environment situation is more complex. More complex means it is a large. So on that purpose, several copies of dictum can exist. Various solutions covered. So if it is a large, then the content having several copies or various solutions covered. Input output subsystems. So input output subsystem means here it will be used the input device and output device to performing the subsystem of process of programming. One purpose of operating system is to hide particulars of hardware devices for the user. The input output system responsible for memory management, general device, and drivers for specific hardware and devices. As earlier we learned this topic, but here the operating system device will use us to subprogram by using of memory management. So memory management means it including buffering also is storage, but it is a temporary, and storing data temporarily while being the transfer and caching, sorting parts of data faster, storage for performance. So cache will be used the data parts, storing is faster storage performance, and spooling the overlapping of out of the one job which input of the other job. Here I said in earlier classes operating system can do multitasking or multi-threading. So on that purpose here the jobs are more, and the jobs are more, it will be overlapped. So if job 1 is executed, then job 2 in waiting process. Okay, if job 1 needed to resources, then automatically job 2 also needed that resources. So the same resources will use at the same time purpose, and it will be overlap. So on that purpose the spooling will be occurred. And general device driver interface. This general device driver interface means whatever the device will be used to interface or intermediate to the subsystem for the communication purpose. So whatever the subsystem will be communicate to each and every process to avoid the conflicts. Drivers for specific hardware devices. Here the drivers will use the specific hardware devices. And this memory management and process management, storage management, all this management are the computing environment of basis of getting backup by using of cloud computing. This will be used even storage, even apps and services across the network, and logical extension of visualization between in user utilization as basis for the functionalities. For example, in Amazon has thousands of servers, millions of virtual machines will be used, and petabytes of storage available across the internet. May based on users. If it is many types, there are the cloud computing involve many types. Those are public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud. In this public cloud, it available to via internet to anyone willing to pay. Willing to pay. Anyone via internet to willing to pay. If we purchase something in Amazon, we can willing to pay the amount what we purchase, that are called as a public cloud. And private cloud means run by company for company own use. So whatever the Amazon, here we see the example of Amazon in private cloud means they paying the salaries of Amazon employees they use the private cloud. And hybrid clouds means include the public and private cloud components. So whatever the sectors involved in public and private, those are combination, the hybrid cloud will be used. If the Amazon will use the employee salary paying at the same time, and the users can buy some product, so whatever they willing to pay, they both are using the same account. That purpose we can use the hybrid cloud as a real time. And it have the SaaS which is nothing but software as a service. SaaS means software as a service. The name itself, software as a service, means software what we will use, one or more application we use is a software, and its services means it provide the internet of one or more applications, that we can call as a SaaS, which is nothing but software as a service. And platform as a service, which is nothing but PaaS. Platform as a service, which is PaaS. Software stack ready for application use by the internet, the database server. Whatever the software stack ready for application use via the internet, the database server will used. And infrastructure as a service, that is we can call it as the infrastructure as a service. The name itself, whatever the service it will be provided having the infrastructure. So servers or storage available over internet, for example storage available of backup use, will be used the infrastructure as a software service. See here, the cloud having the environment of three environments. Those are public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. Those public, the name itself public cloud means available internet, anyone willing to pay the amount. So here I said in Amazon, for example, we take the Amazon. In that Amazon we purchase some product. So that product we can pay the Amazon account in available of internet to anywhere and anyone. Okay. And private cloud means it will be run by only in company use. If the company of Amazon will provide to the salary of employee, then it will be used the private cloud. And hybrid cloud means the combination of public and private clouds both are involved, the components, or we can call as a hybrid cloud. For example, if Amazon will choose the same account to pay the salaries of employees, at the same time it willing to pay whatever the product purchased by the users. So it is also the same product, that we can call as a hybrid cloud. Here those types are involved by using of SaaS, PaaS, IaaS. Those are SaaS means software as a service. So software service, which is nothing but whatever the application we used, one or more, that having provided by using of internet. And platform as a service means software stack ready for application use via internet by using of database server. So on that purpose we can use the PaaS. And infrastructure as a service means server or storage available over internet. So those storage available for backup use. So this is the computing environment, cloud computing. And next, cloud computing environment in computing. Here I said there is virtual memory machines, virtual machine managements are used. Those all OS by using of traditional cloud management tools. Here the internet connectivity requires security like firewalls. Here the firewalls mostly provides the security. See this picture, as I said in earlier class also. See here there are servers, are many servers. Those are virtual machine 1, virtual machine 2. Here the storage, and the storage also manage the service by using of cloud. Okay, so here by using of internet, the customer request to the cloud interface, it will be used to firewall and loaded the balancer. That loaded balancer has storage. That will be storage will be manage the commands by using of cloud management service. So whatever the request will getting to the customer, and the response will be used to cloud to provide the service. Okay, see this example here. Spread traffic across multiple applications also here involved by using of bidirectional unified structure. Here we can use the bus to connecting all the devices of cloud computing interface. And real-time embedded system in a computer environment means the real-time embedded system must prevalent from computers vary considerable special purpose, limited purpose, and OS, real-time OS, and using expanding. So those embedded system having the reliable time, so it will be vary in considerable or special purpose, limited purpose OS, real-time OS. Use expanding, so those two are prevalent form of computers. Many other special computing environments as well. Some have operating systems, some platform task without an operating. So those are the special computing environment as well as and real time operating system has well defined fixed time constraints. If the process must be done within the constraint, current operation only in constraint meet. Thank you student. I hope all of you understand this section, which is nothing but the introduction of process management and storage management and memory management, and what are the activities include, and how the computer environment will provide in clouding. So those are all functions, all we learn these objectives here. Thank you students.